alright. Yep, sorry that there's no like advance notice. There probably is a way to do it with this software, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, so I did mean to put a post up, but never mind. Anywho, I'm just about to cross a couple of streets to go into Speaker's Corner. So I'm on Oxford Street in the West End of London. Ignoring traffic signals to walk. Marble Art, unfortunately, is under a massive amount of advertising and scaffolding, so I won't spin you around, as it were. Sorry, I'm just, you can't like follow other people's leads down here as to when to cross, because a lot of them are tourists, like those people who just walked out in front of all the... Anyway. Alright, Bill? I don't know who's on top. Oh, Derek. You alright, babes? All ears? Two people? Hi. Even. When I put my bins on, I'll be able to see a little better. It's El Hotto, which is pretend foreign language for hot. Scorchio. I can't remember what programme that was from. That was when I watched TV. Right, anyway. Hi, I'm Martin. Oh, a little gang back together. I can actually, I think that I might be able to read if you ask me anything whilst I'm walking through the hordes. Yeah, it's a chance, people. Hold on. Oh no, now I can't because I haven't got a dark background. Yes, I have. Hello, Arabic name. I'm not even going to bother. I could just about make out the English, babes, let alone. Oh, that's good. I can't. Whoever's name begins with a B. It's a lovely way to come in. L, you right, kid? Who's that now? R. R. There's a. Yeah. All right. I appreciate all of you who regularly comment and affirmative words and stuff. It's nice sometimes. Not that I always reply, but I do always notice. Right. Excuse me. Obviously I'm in black and sweating, glowing. I think, well, I can't remember now. That might be hate speech against people who sweat. Oh, who knows, who cares actually. Not I, but I can't see you at the moment now because of the glare and the sunglasses. People just want to die on the streets. Oh, no, we're ready. I don't know how busy it is. I just came from a couple of people who said it was pretty busy when they were there. Hold up, where? I can see you there. Sorry, I can't. Who's that? I need a dark background and better eyes. Stat pronto. I've got a problem. Sorry. No good whatsoever. Probably a cigarette for it out. Right, let's get in past the carpet salespeople. Oh. I was just about to say they've got no loudspeaker, but because they're so far away from each other, they need it on a speaker. Do me a favour. Right, yeah, it's quite busy-ish from what I can see through the foliage. Oh, I feel like I haven't been forever. I have though, but it's been intermittent because now it's every other week. Then sometimes if that week, the week that I should be here gets messed up, then it's like, yeah, 4 weeks. Sorry, I'm just reading the... Oh, it's not that busy, to be fair. I'll show you. I'm just going to flip around because, yeah. When you come in for the first time, there's Christopher. I know it is from his tunic. When you come in person, if you ever, please God, do, I know that I was really sort of quite taken aback at how small the actual strip is. It's not the corner, obviously, because it's a straight line. For any of you geometry fans, but Yeah, I was like, was that it? All the videos I'd seen were like, I don't know, just makes it bigger in your mind. Right, I see Street Mike. Christopher, obviously. I don't see JC, weirdly. Although that's not like I've spoken to him today, but I'm a bit earlier than I usually would be. No, looks like it's just whoever Street Mike's filming. I don't recognise them. Oh, that guy. This partisan thing. I mean, I know religion is pretty, like by definition, but all the nonsense next to me. It's fair enough. Like I just was reading this thing. The suffering of males is minimised. Yep, I'm on board with that. I can get on board. But the next sentence is the suffering of women is magnified. Like it's all literally like tit for tat and divisive. Why wouldn't you? How does... You don't have to be comparatively suffering, you know? Suffering is suffering, whether other people are suffering as well or not. Doesn't make it any better or worse, if you see what I mean. Plus it's a little, just a bit trite and a bit predictable. I feel like that's the guy who was here once with a red paint on his crutch, like a faux menstrual arm. Oh, that was it, because circumcision is mutilation. I said, all right. Do you want to listen to Christopher for a minute, everybody? And I will go and sit, and then I'll be able to read your stuff. Sorry if you're talking to me as opposed to each other. Oh, they're already shouting. There you go. You're Jesus Christ. You're Jesus Christ, as opposed to the other guy's Jesus Christ, who's not called Jesus or Christ. Oh, do you know? It's not that I don't love Jesus or anything, but that man can just suck it. Like I can't. Some people are. It's not that they shan't be educated by me, but they wouldn't be even if I gave them a very calm rendition of why they are spastics. You know what I mean? Or why they're wrong, in a more loving phrase. Right, I'm in the bicycle path, obviously. Get out of it. Yeah, let's go and have a little sit down, because I've been walking for seconds now. Oh, and then I can collect my 2 brain cells and my thoughts. It's quite pleasant now. The sun's kind of gone behind the clouds. It's very warm still though. It's, yeah. And I obviously say that with full awareness that there's at least one Australian in the chat, so let's not have a hot off, as it were. I know you people are just ridiculous temperatures. Right, you people, that sounds so friendly. Right, do I sit on the end or I'm gonna have to sit on the end that smells quite lived in sometimes, but my nose affords me benefits. Right, glasses, Kay, glasses, love. Sorry, I've got to put you on my shirt, as it were. Bill, you're spot on, kiddo. Yeah, it's odd that, isn't it? Yeah. Never ever seek refuge in a country run by the same ideology. How strange. I mean, it's quite expansionist, if you want to be a cynic, but it's also quite telling. Buttercup, that's lovely. I'll play that as well. Elaine, great to see your little E, as it were. Thank you. Let's pretend I'm not my eyesight. I've got finally got an optician's thing sorted out. Ophthalmologist. I don't know what everybody calls it. Yeah, they really have deteriorated quite noticeably. It's all that reading, writing and arithmetic, you know. Right. You may hear some ventilation, but it's not. I think it's pumping out hot air. Right, let's have a ciggy, excuse me. 35% what? Real visitors, friends, as it were. Infiltration, I don't know. You're 35% what? Humidity? I don't know. Thank you, Arabic person, or Arabically named person. I did start learning Arabic just for fun, really. I like languages, but and Japanese. The problem with, not the problem, but the difficulty for people who use the you know, regular alphabet, for want of, I can't think of the word. Yeah, Japanese is some next level shenanigans. You learn all of the sounds, the characters, and then it progresses, and then the whole word is nothing like the. It's not made up of the component parts, and you just like, why? Basically, is what I was asking frequently to myself. I'm not sitting down. I realised that. Yeah. Sorry, I've got quite a thing for ravens at the moment since I've been at the park, at the tower a lot. They're so clever as well. Right, who's, yeah. Oh, right. Well, you sound Arabic. Stop telling me Arabic. I mean, that sounds a bit Christian Princey. But I take your point. Well, type your name then. Or not your real name if you don't want to, but something I can call you as opposed to Arabic name. Because it is an Arabic name, technically. Well, not a name, but a nomenclature. Where's Banksy? Oh, in the chat. I thought you meant like behind me or something. Or maybe you do. No. Right, I haven't got a light. That's why I'm up and about again. I mean, I do, but it's buried under lots and lots of useless shizzle that's in my bag. Because I'm turning into my mother, basically. Carrying around camping equipment, you know, flares. I haven't got my first aid kit on me. I shouldn't have said that out loud. But yeah, I've got all sorts of nonsense, and the lighters are firmly in the bottom. I guarantee it. And I say lighters plural as if I've got more than one. Who knows? Stuff goes down there. It never sees the light of day again. Never any smokers when you want to light either. Obviously. The Creative Society looks a bit Masonic. I don't know. They've got the triangle thing going on. I just want to light, really. Sorry, I'm coming to you, lovely people. Oh, older people are under 12. How can I ask anyone for a light? Why is no one smoking? I'll come off it. This is statistically very unlikely. Charles, got a light? Oh yeah, you're right there. It is. But
you shouldn't.
Why is that? You got
bad Christian.
no, hang on a minute. Why shouldn't I? What moral standard you're appealing to? Anyway, guess the light first. I can't be bothered with nonsense. Not nonsense, but I know you're not going to be convinced. John Fag. Cheap. I didn't say you're cheap. The cigarettes are relatively compared to the £16. 16 of your great English pounds. I didn't know they did tens anymore. Seriously, and they've got to be out of somewhere else because they're not a black package and they're not 20. Shut your mouth. Really?
Minty.
I didn't know. They don't do menthol really anywhere. I didn't know that Sainsbury's did anything that was relatively cheap. Wow. Bit of anti-advertising there.
Nice.
Guess I got that. What is it? A cigarillo? Oh, that's why. I got you now. Do you hear the Hamlet music in your head?
It's a Hamlet thing going on.
I love that. And the John Smith advert with the Jack Russell.
Can't see him anymore.
You know what? Those days are never coming back.
Nice to see you though.
It's nice to see you too.
Sunshine.
Well, all right. I know, but I'm not really built for that. all that laying around and soaking up.
If you can't, can you add ginger?
Thanks, babes. I love you too.
I'm from that species.
Yeah.
Sorry, babe.
Yeah. You don't have to be sorry. I won't develop cancer as quickly. I can actually be in the sun. It's just I don't like being sweaty. Other people must sweat who haven't got fair skin.
Got a red at work, and I'll take the
A
piss
red,
out.
you know. A ginger.
Yeah, man. Lobster.
Do you know, being red-headed, I mean, I couldn't, be an X-Man, but it's a genetic mutation.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Professor X to roll up on me.
Defect.
No, mutation, darling. You know, evolution you believe in. Things become modified or they alter, and usually, according to Usemob, for the better somehow, although I don't know how you decide what better is. Listen, I'm lovely. I'm a constant effing delight, I'll have you know.
You're a mutant.
I am. And you're not. How sad and boring. You're just the same as all the other thespian atheists who talk
I'm
nonsense.
original.
Is it though, bro? Fearfully and wonderfully made. Unique.
You came from me
No, I didn't, babes. No, I've got my birth certificate indoors. I never did.
in evolutionary terms.
No, I didn't. You're of the same generation or older. Let me just put it out there because of your, the skin cream that you
Stemmed
use.
from me.
Who's you? What, you was about all that time ago? What face cream you using, Charles?
Natural stuff.
Well, you only look like you were born definitely in the last 100 years, I reckon. So when you say me, do you mean black people? Are you being sort of vaguely racist? Like, who do you mean? Do you think there's an origin of species like as in two people? Or you think we crawled out this? Oh, you do? Well, that's a bit biblical. You want to see his face when I said that? He thought shizzle. But he didn't put the zoo on the end. He thought.
You stole it from us.
Who's us? What, London atheists? Who wear jumpers in this weather? Even though it's round the neck, darling, like as if you just come from Wimbledon. Yes, Biggles. You stole that from us. And by us, I just mean sentient beings. What's happening? You alright, babes? Anyway, we could argue when it's less. We could do a bit of a theatric. And no one ever debates me anymore. I know. I didn't want to say it. I'm too humble as well. I'm very proud of my humility. Yeah, do it. Let's do it. Not now, because I've got sweaty.
When you're good and ready.
I'm always, there is none good, but I give it my bestest.
Do your tour and come back to me. I'm ready for you.
That's what he said. Right, I'll come back in a minute. Right, that's all right. I've got someone to talk to, even though it's going to be largely nonsensical. Why are you wearing a coat? Why are you wearing a coat? Don't take off your clothes. That's all carried away, babes. But why are you wearing a coat? Why? And why aren't you sweating? See this?
I don't need my coat. And the evening time, it's
No, but in your bag, I've got a cardi in my bag. You make it feel even warmer than I do. She said wearing all black. She's got a black coat on. Doing live stuff. No, I have every other week. I have a really enjoyable commitment, which I couldn't give. Hang on, let me tell you in a minute. Look.
Is your daughter okay? Yeah.
Don't say the yeah. She's all right. She's hotel waitress. No, yeah, she's all right. The usual dramas that feel very dramatic when you're younger, and then you realise as you get on. Not that you have got on yet. That face cream, I must write it down next time because I'm just sweating through anything now. Coconut oil, everyone. I'm not even going to tell you the lady's age, but it's not fair. It's not right. Now I'm going to have to put your face on there, though. Let me show you. Right, look at this lady. See the non-wrinkles. See the nothing there. See the not even...
I keep smiling.
Yeah, but you ain't even got no crow's feet. Listen, it's embarrassing. For me, it's not right. It's not right. But if that's my biggest problem in life, I'm winning. So I can always, put a bag on my head. Right, I'm gonna before I engage Charles in theatrics, I'm gonna get somewhere where I can read your comments because I like you people, often more than these people. Well, nearly always, depending on the people. But let me finish this.
So when
Sorry.
Psalm 77 was written by the Jews,
Right.
they were demanding
No, I can't read
justice
none.
on behalf of God.
Tell him,
Not
Christopher.
on behalf of Joshua, not on behalf of Moses.
Love him.
No, on behalf of
Passion.
David.
Right, who's Buttercup?
He
Hang
said,
on, let's have a
happy Saudi, happy ministry.
Amen, Jay.
Can be converted
Was
into
who black? I don't know. Go on, babes, I'll catch up to you. You coming for some sort of fluid afterwards? Libation. There's some constabulary over there. There's 3 police officers, and they're in the full gear. They must be sweating. Right, let's get somewhere a bit shady, and then I'll be able to read what you're chatting. I just need. Sorry, I've got to use my shirt as the background. It makes me feel a bit odd that I keep pointing you downwards. Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to scroll up again. Have you got any? Oh, I just nearly leant for a big spider web. There's been some sort of spider party over here, and someone's left their microphone thing sitting right there. That's there's no point in me picking it up because they may remember. Right, let's have a go. What's not right, Buttercup? 3 libations, 3. I just count that as one big one. But then I'm not counting. Oh, it's not, do you know, I never thought I'd say it. But sometimes I miss Mo being down here. Because it's just like comedy value and then it's time to go home, you know what I mean? But he is international jet set right now. And I sadly am not. And I don't know why I'm not. My passport is still in date. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I used to go I used to have much more of a sort of... I have got a life, obviously. Life in abundance. But also I like travelling. Not just on the underground, sweating with strangers. Sorry, I'm just like trying to... Now I can't see you at all. Sorry, I can see the glare of my own whiteness. But that's... Alright, I was about to tell him about himself, but they are blocking the cycle lane. But then it is Sunday, so... That gentleman... Oh no, I better not film him. There's a gentleman to my left, a Christian guy. He's lovely, actually. And he's very calm and patient. And you know, one of those... Fred! Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to stop someone getting run over. But oh, I don't... That guy with the what I can only describe as child catcher mask on, I just makes me feel physically sick.
And this is because they do not understand.
I'm good for seeing you.
You made it all.
You look
There's
well.
a young lady who
Huh?
comes down there, and I said to her, when are you
It's not because there's loads of lovely people there.
She wanted to go to a hotel with me to tie
And
me
plus,
up to bed with me for
what?
£60.
Here, hold on, 60 quid.
For 60
Sorry.
And I asked her.
I feel like I'm coming on the arse end of this convo.
I was going to film it.
Street Mike talking about his offer to get tied up and whipped.
Street Mike, you're a hypocrite. 1 minute you're saying that Uncle Omar cannot be saying or doing something with Shannon with a cucumber, and then on the other hand, I'm asking a lady when are we going to a hotel to be tied up and whipped. The difference being, and I'm now going to differentiate, what Omar is doing,
Missed all this gossip.
it's unwanted attention and unwanted behaviour. That is the difference.
Consensual adults is what you're going for.
With the lady who wanted to take me to a hotel, she wanted to take me. She was telling me the price. So I just laughed and joked and continued with it. So just like the young lady next to me.
Young, I love you when...
Say it, I love you too.
young, bless him, and his eyesight.
Said she volunteered that information and she was consensually going. That is the difference. So the person who's saying,
I can't go over what he's chatting about.
I'm a hypocrite, but I'm not. I'm differentiating between the
Let
two.
me help you out.
No. Well, she's saying a woman is now going to help me out. Are you a woman?
Don't muck about, babes. Yes, last time I checked and forever. Yeah, the thing is that hypocrisy is not necessarily like it's believing something and acting in a different way. And you can believe if other people are behaving poorly and harassing or like unwanted sexualised attention, and Omar, yeah, he does. That's wholly different to even it's just different to two adults. Nobody else's business really, with a consensual or transactional or paid services. It's not the same ball game. It's not the same. Like it's just not the same. And it doesn't also, even if you were doing the same behaviour, it doesn't mean that calling out Omar is incorrect, because it's still, even two forms of poor behaviour are still both poor. They don't like to cancel each other out.
I hear you, but
I'm saying I'm on your side.
No, I know you're on my side, but I like to think that the people who follow Street Mike are more intellectual. Well,
it's obvious because they're following Street Mike.
Of course, I don't want no riff-raff. If you're riff-raff,
no riff-raff.
Unsubscribe and
That's
follow.
40 Towers, and riff-raff can come to Jesus anytime. K Soko Films.
So K Soko Film, if you're riff-raff,
And if you're intelligent, because I've got loads of brain cells. I don't use them here, obviously. I save them up.
Kay, let's have a chat.
Go on then.
So, last time I engaged with you, you hadn't been down here for a little while. And now, for the last few weeks, it seems like you are regularly coming back out to Speaker's Corner. What's it like for you to be out there with your camera in your hand, engaging with those online?
My online people are lovely. So there's, no, they really are. They're some of the best people, and they've been with me for years. Some of them. Around here, like I often enjoy the company of the live chat much more. Not you, but without sound like what? How do I want to put this? Not everybody here is genuinely interested in changing their minds or having their minds changed. They're proselytising and they're disingenuous, and they don't want to debate me anymore. And I feel like it's because I keep winning or making them look silly.
But you love Speaker's Corner,
I do.
True enough. But who's your? You are like me. You're one of the recognised faces down there, stalwart. But who stands out for you down here, or do you have no favourites?
Oh no, I'm not one of those crazy equality people. No. Obviously, there'd be no. Yeah, who do I love listening to? Before I came down, I already knew Bob, but I enjoy Bob's stuff. But sometimes he's a bit bobbish.
Whatever that means.
Well, anyone who knows.
Yeah.
But who I loved the old school ones. They're not here no more. But Paperboy is very eloquent and patient, and I thought there was some trick to it. When I first met him, I was like, "Please tell me your secret."
And Uncle Omar is in the house.
Omar is entertaining.
I can see him, but he's banned.
Some of his opinions are vile, and I can have a joke around with him, but I wouldn't turn my back on him.
I'm just turning the camera.
I've
said
metaphorically.
Uncle Omar is in the house.
And the police, they're having a little chat to him.
So I'm going to move the camera around.
Go on, Wayne. Get him.
Because I banned him.
Oh, you banned him?
I thought
the park channel. But so now you're filming him, you loon.
Huh?
You're filming him though on your channel.
No, I'm filming him, but I'm not engaging with him. So I just want to know what's going on, because
he has said the most disgusting. He has said the most violent, disgusting things, like off camera and on camera. To be honest, he's always very sexualised with me. He just can't help himself. He offered to make me his right-hand possession once.
He offered to do what?
In the Quran it says it's lawful for you to engage sexually with whatever your right hand possesses, i.e. sex slaves, and he offered me the job. Like, I don't know, part-time or what? I don't know, because I turned him down respectfully. But yeah, he's a character. Hopefully he's unique, but sadly there's extremists all around.
Yes. I think it's sad. I've engaged with him and I've got no problem with, but once he started chasing shallowly with a cucumber and sexualising all of that, that's when he stepped over the line.
No, he stepped over the line long before that, babes. He attacked someone with his walking stick. I hope the Social are watching sometimes. I really do.
Of course they do.
Because he goes on about Britain and you know, the economy and all of this stuff. And then I say, but where do you get your benefits then, bro?
Yeah.
Like, whilst you're hitting policemen with your walking stick and just shuffling around like
And
you're
why
special.
can he afford to give away £1,000?
Did he actually, has anyone got receipts? Has anyone
Well,
held it up to the
produces
light?
something.
Was there a watermark? Is it real? Because who's the other guy? Lamin. He's always banging on about £1,000. Like, and he ain't got it. He's got some tissues with a fibre at the top and maybe a cockle at the bottom. Like, there's no grand. There's no.
I know,
no
I hear you. But as
No,
normal, my darling, thank you very much.
Any
I've no
time.
doubt. I've no doubt.
He's called Street Mike, if you don't know
It's
him.
going to be an
Street Mike
exciting
Live.
day. But you know, one thing I didn't ask you.
Go on.
Who is the most exciting Muslim down here?
Oh, right.
For you?
I tell you who I like speaking to, oddly. So I've enjoyed Adnan Rashid. I've liked speaking. No, Siraj is a tea towel salesman and he's an adolescent and he's embarrassing. He's embarrassing to debating and he's embarrassing to his mother. I would say not himself because he's not of age. However, I suspect. But yeah, Adnan Rashid has in the past has been respectful and intelligent, and also Hashim, because I don't believe I'm going to convince them one bit, but hopefully someone in their audiences will have a moment of doubt and then eventually come away from the nonsense.
Excellent stuff. But as normal, thank you very much. And I've no doubt we will engage. And just next to you now,
Listen,
we've got
if I see a cucumber now, I'll be right back.
And this is the great man.
Sam is lovely, by the way,
Sam
but he
is
doesn't
lovely.
debate. He gets the up
Please,
sometimes,
Sam,
but he
come.
don't debate. Don't irritate him when. Right.
So Sam is the...
Sam is all right. Sam. That blooming. Oh, he ain't got the nose on. Sorry, he hasn't got the nose on. That was the worst bit of the costume, the mask, to be honest. But yeah. Right. So we've got the guy over there. I feel like he's like a not socialist. He's all right actually. Him up that ladder. This geezer's a nut. Geezer over there. You might remember the one who was sort of like half threatening Ben with the stick, who thinks that God the Father was born in Ethiopia. He's over there. Bless his cottons. I don't see anyone really. Oh, I married a 3-year-old sitting over there. Casual. But yeah, there's no Hattoon, there's no Bob, there's no Paperboy, there's no JC, there's no Jono, there's no that lady with the curly hair who I do know her name, but it escapes me at the moment, but she's lovely. Gives with an essay. Anywho, Mark's here though, he's very faithfully like attends. Yeah, sadly, Christianity is very underrepresented. I might just start shouting a bit. I might do a Sister Betty. But I feel like I don't know. I did it once. Like I don't know if you know. I hope you know. When you get like spirit filled and then you're compelled to speak. I had it happen to me once on a bus, but not out of the blue. Somebody was being mistreated, and I don't like that at all. Publicly or privately, I don't like that. I don't like bullies. And before I knew it, I was doing a bit of Bible, like preaching, like yeah. And in the midst of it, because your mouth, when it's that spirit thing, your mouth just is going, like the words just come out of you. But the back of my brain was going, oh, we're doing this, are we? We're like one of those guys, like on the bus, just giving it large. But people clapped at him, bless them. And it was resolved, the issue, which I was pleased about. Because if most bullies are, they don't appreciate negative attention or being called out for their behaviour. Strive for everybody. Dr. Banda. These guys, these two African brothers, so my hand's going the wrong way, those, it's really difficult, yeah, those guys, they're lovely. I like, they do the singing and stuff, but I don't know their names. I feel like I have known their names before. Hello, the last person in the chat right this second, who I can't quite, yeah, you're right.
Even Allah doesn't know me.
Ella don't know much. Let's not get carried away. Even Ella don't know. Like as if he was last year's mastermind champ. I don't know how he'd fit in the chair with his two arms on the same side. Here, let's show you Omar. I wonder what they're chatting about. Ah, I wonder. Should we? I mean, there's nothing to stop us really shuffling forward, but he'll. Yeah, because he won't make his sexy sex comments in front of old Bill. Oh, I am. Listen, babes, life's too short, mate. Just bowl in. Deal with it later. That's what I do. But I don't want to give him the like the ego. He's like the ego has landed. That is literally. He's got no self-doubt, or he doesn't seem to anyway. Entitlement, I think the word is. And twaddle. Oh, here's one of his brews. Joseph. Oh, God. Oh, Buttercup, that's lovely. I love it when a plan comes together, to quote George Peppard in the 18. Hannibal, that was his name. Show him my age. It's reruns, that's what I'm going to go with, even though that's a fib. Right, I can't be bothered to film Omar because, yeah, if you want to see me and Omar, if you want to see me decimating him, it's on my channel. Yeah, all he's really got is innuendo. And sort of that little twinkle in his eye that makes you think like, oh, maybe he's all right, really, but he's not. Oh, no, he's not. No way. Not as far as I could throw him. Would I trust him? Yeah, where is everyone? There's no JC, there's no Bob, there's no... Oh, okay. Yeah, I came a bit early, to be fair. Yeah. I should have got in touch, but I just assumed. But then again... Jesus is still here, so that's the main thing. See, now Charles is hiding. I can't even see him nowhere.
Oh, it's in a white shirt.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, with a jump around it. Listen, man, some people, no, they don't feel the same temperature that I feel. It's just not. Yeah. I know he said he'll debate me, but it always turns into a farce anyway. I just thought it'd be make a change to debate someone.
Sit down.
Yeah. Go on, babes. Listen, I'm going over the boozer shortly-ish. Yeah, defo. I'll come shout you. Let me ask Rev where everyone is. Where is everyone? Don't know. Nothing in the group or nothing about JC never said nothing about football/family commitments. So then, yeah, maybe he's just running on South American time. Yeah, that's true. I must have rolled out of bed too soon. Yeah. There's nobody to engage with, darlings. It's a shame because I get down here and it's like, I know there's a couple of people at the pub, she said, angling, just get out and over the pub, but there's literally not really many people I recognise other than a couple of Christians, which was like, there is value in that obviously, but they're engaged already in conversation. I like that. Right, I could pick a topic. My sock has come off of my heels, so I am going towards the seating area. No, I'm not paying for a deck chair, I can't do it. Yeah, once I get to the point where I can... Is that... free to play, you right? Yeah, once I sit down and I can see the comments properly, if somebody chooses a subject, I shall expand upon it, if you like. I've been doing a lot of history, obviously, lately when I've been at the Tower. I do like British history. English history also. Oh, I know who I'm missing. Billy. It is very warm for this gentleman of such advanced years. But he has been known to, he just craves all sorts. He might still be at church. Right, it's just humans everywhere. Right, pick a subject that whilst I can see it. Theology, if you like, religion, or let's see. Modine. He's abroad at the moment. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be around for a while. He's, you know, I have a friend who kind of sometimes fills me in, like goes in the same similar circles, but is much more intelligent. It's not like I don't listen, but I can't remember. Like, it's not my important shenanigans. Jesus is brilliant, but I can't. You've hit the nail again on the head. Right, let's have a stroll over to the boozer, and then yeah, then we can have a little chitty chat. Because my battery, I'll check it in a minute. Because James Charles said yes, he would debate me, and then immediately vanished. Yeah, let's just not get hit by a bicycle or a pigeon. What is it? I mean, it seems like a worthwhile goal. This organisation, their project is to transition in a legal and peaceful way within the shortest possible time to a new creative format of society worldwide where human life will be of the highest value. The only problem with transitioning, and I don't mean in that respect, but you know, in the shortest possible time, is who decides what is a, like, whatever the goal is, a peaceful and positive, you know? Sadly, if you're not using biblical definitions, I see, JC, then it's like it's a bit. Oh, I thought you were. Are you? How many cameras you got? It's already there. No, I'm asking. Can I do a? No, facing me. Sorry, babes. That is. I can't believe I didn't notice you in that shirt. Yeah. Because I was about to walk over to the. I've been here ages, you slacker. Where's my cuddle? Liberty. Just walking past me like I'm a regular.
It's like did they have to take you?
Right, yeah, I'll do persecution. Yeah, there's no one here. Like, me, there's Mark over there, Rev is there, but there's no like speaker. It's me, and I'm, you know, I make up the.
Yeah, let me set up and then we'll
Let's rock. I haven't rock and rolled on your channel for ages. It will be good. It's me, babe. Let's not get carried away.
Right, so
Be a nice break from Bob, wouldn't it? Quick before he gets here if he's coming. Never mind. Alright, well, I'll catch up on all that, goss. I'm just going to have a ciggy and then I'm ready. Alright, the pub's on hold, people. Sorry, I'm not promoting smoking, by the way. I'm just smoking. I trust that most of you are grown adults with your own capacity to think for yourselves. That's how we used to do it in the olden days. I still don't have a light. What did? I can't pull out my whole bag. It'll be his too. No. Right, who's got a light? It was Charles and he's run away. Right, we're going in the bag, people. Drastic times. Let me show you some. Oh no, it's still me. I thought I was facing the other way with the camera. I do apologise. What you saying, Bill? Oh, what is my persecution topic? Really sadly, Bill. There's so much to choose from. Like I'm basically set for life, as it were, for topics. Nigeria always, Pakistan. There's loads of I get so many different stories sent to me, and I look for them that I don't know until I kind of got the camera in front of me. Then I'll, I don't know, make a snap decision. And maybe I won't even do like a specific instance, because I think though, that personalised stories are more impactful. Like when you start talking about 32,000 dead in the last X amount of time, it's big numbers, but it sort of becomes meaningless after a very big number, and then there's another big number. You can't visualise necessarily 32,000 people, and also their loved ones who agree, you know? So I remember there was a girl, Vera, she was 23, she was, I think, a bio or a chemistry student, and she went into a church in Nigeria to just have some quiet study time. And when she came around in the hospital before she died, she told, like, she'd been physically attacked. I think they hit her in the head with a fire extinguisher. Like rape / murder, just for being a Christian, just for being in a church. But that always stuck with me, that story. There's quite a few of them, and it's really sad that some of them don't stick. Like, I feel guilty sometimes, but I could never, ever, ever remember all of the names. The first one, when I prayed for a focus and God gave me persecution, there was a visual, a little girl with a machete hanging from her head in Nigeria. But the first time that I saw a story about a pastor who'd been kidnapped, and he was like in the hostage video, he was asking for forgiveness for his captors, and I think it scooted past me on WhatsApp or something in a group. And then I couldn't find it, and I thought, all right, I'll hop onto a search engine, and you can try it yourself, whatever search engine it is. I put in the words Nigerian pastor hostage, something like that, and I can't remember now, 128,000 results, and they weren't all duplicates or even many. And I just, that really, I knew it was bad in Nigeria, but I didn't know nobody knows the full extent. Even the numbers that are reported to us by, reliable, integrative Christian organisations are still only the numbers that reach outside of Nigeria, you know. Similarly to, like North Korea, China, we know there are like murder camps and internment camps in China, for instance. But the true horrors, like they do seep out some stories, but not at all. And especially when it doesn't fit the generalised political narrative, because we hear about Uyghur Muslims. I'm not denigrating their suffering, but there are Uyghur Christians as well. There are thousands of Muslims interred in China, but there are also vast amounts of Christians too. Just because China has an officialised, like, Christian inverted commas church, doesn't mean they didn't change the New Testament to say that, after all the people left who had wanted to stone the adulterous woman, and Jesus said, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone," that story. They changed it so that they all left, and then Jesus stoned her to death. And I'm just like, but by doing so, in a Romans 8:28 way, they're still admitting he's God because he's sinless. So even when people try and lie, the truth will out, as it were. And Jesus is not only the truth with a small t, he's the capital T truth. Just the way that God is love. That's amazing. Do you think that's amazing? Like, God is love, and he couldn't be anything less, really. I do like theology. I like thinking about just the multitudinous and like the nuance and the harmonics of the Holy Spirit that just weaved all the way through the Bible. It's really comforting, and I have read as a student of theology, like, it's not always Christian theology, and I have read lots of other reported religious texts of other world faiths, ideologies, religions, and it's never replicated, even with the best intent. Like, even if I genuinely try to, there are lovely passages, don't get me wrong, there are some very edifying things in other books and other traditions and stuff, but They're not our like anything good and lovely is from God. All good and perfect gifts. And anything that causes someone compassion or causes them to, move towards love and towards truth is commendable, regardless of the faith of the person or the religion that's come from the book, as it were, whatever book we're talking about. And human beings will always corrupt things, no matter how lovely and pure, because that's just in our nature, obviously. Sorry, I'm just looking at JC's back. I'm not going around forever though, because what I can do, I can just do I can make my own video on Soko. I don't need JC's camera, I could live stream it from my phone if I wanted to. But hello, lovey. Long time no see. Yeah, don't we all? But there's a pub with umbrellas across the way there that I shall be frequenting. There are people who need Jesus in there. I'm 100% serious.
and Miguel, I was talking to I took a John's Gospel. And
no way. Have you got any Matthews on you?
Well, I've got a Mark as well.
Oh, well done.
I gave him.
John.
I said, "What would you like, John or Luke?" And we were talking about John, who's the Gospel of love. He says God is love.
I was literally just sort of proselytising about that exact phrase.
And that's in 1 John 4. God is love. Those who love live in God and God in them. So
without love, literally banging cymbals, you can do nothing of any value. You can be nothing. Even if you do great works, without love, you are nothing. That's 1 Corinthians.
And that was at my wedding. And there's in 1 Corinthians 13 it says, "Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things."
That's
love
one of my favourite. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy it. It keeps no record of wrongs. I've not got it in the right order, but that's a beautiful, all of it. That's one of my. When I say one of my favourites, I sometimes feel a bit like disingenuous because I've got a top 100, so it's not like, there's lots of ones. But Romans 8:28 is up there. All things work to the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose. That's such a comfort.
And I've got Romans 5, God's love is poured into our heart by the Holy Spirit who's given us. And he promises in Ezekiel, God will take out our heart of stone.
Yes.
And somebody who's been damaged and things have gone wrong with their heart. He says, I'll take away your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh.
And that's why, interestingly, Paul says, take captive your thoughts. Even after your baptism of the Holy Spirit, as it were, your thoughts are still liable to be like of the world, whereas your heart is now flesh, so you can more safely, even though C.S. Lewis tends to, he veers off a little bit, he sort of takes the mind as superior, but I like the fact that love is more of a reality than anything you're thinking.
But in Ezekiel 36 says, I'll take out your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. I'll put my spirit in you and cause you to obey my commands. And Jesus' commands, he said the whole law is summed up.
It's literally, love covers a multitude.
Love,
and,
the two commands
further down, sorry.
The two commands are, love God with all your heart and love your neighbour as yourself. I'm a lawyer. Jesus says that's fulfillment of all the law.
I'm not going to say what he says about lawyers. He's a good one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so love your neighbour as yourself. Love God with all your heart.
And in this word, the entirety of the law is encompassed, is covered. You don't need to worry about stoning adulteresses. You don't need to wear tassels. You don't have to avoid certain foods, because if you love God, you're not going to be out dishonouring your parents and murdering people just casually. And if you love your neighbour as yourself, I had a get out clause because I could have done law. I often thought, well, I don't like myself very much. This was a long time ago. Well, sometimes today. But yeah, so I thought, well, if I have to treat them as I would treat myself, that may be not very good. So the other thing is, do unto others as you would have done to yourself. That doesn't work in the case of masochists and people who enjoy being trouble.
Can I go on to another thing
You
Jesus said about
can,
love?
of course you can.
Jesus said, and I quoted this to my friend Miguel. Jesus said, love your enemies.
Do you want to be on the camera? Or,
I'm fine.
no, I thought...
Jesus said, love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. How can you love your enemies? And I persecute people who've done awful things. You have to say, hang on, that paedophile may have been abused as a child.
Most likely, actually.
I mustn't hate him. God loves... God. If he was the only person on the planet, Jesus would die for him. Because God loves everyone who made in the image of God. But he has to repent. And
Not for us to love him, though. That's the thing. When we were at our lowest, our most sinful, God loved us just the same as he does when we're doing good works that he set for us. So that's amazing.
But then the definition of love is God loves us enough to die for us, but he loves us so much that he doesn't want to keep us where we are.
No, of course.
And he wants to change us to be more like Jesus. And you were saying love is patient, love is kind.
Thank God, literally, because if I was running the love show, there may be some bodies buried, like around the place.
And it says because God is love and Jesus is God. You can put the word Jesus there.
Of course.
Jesus is patient. Jesus is kind.
He is.
And every time you see the word love, Jesus is pure, perfect love. But if I put the word Mark there, Mark is patient.
He doesn't mean the gospeler, he means himself, by the way.
So it's a real challenge. And I've got to be more patient.
But that's a good way of that's a good way of not beating yourself up, but noticing your shortcomings in a positive way is to try and put your own name in those spaces biblically and see where you're coming up a little short,
Great.
as it were.
Love you. Keep up the good work.
Love you too. I will do my best.
Oh, and can I tell you, Islam stands for I sincerely love all Muslims. Now, I say to my Christian
They don't
friends who
love
come
God,
to...
though, so-
No, hang on. Some of
They
them
don't know
do.
him. They don't know him.
They're seeking... Some of them
They're
are
seeking
genuine seekers.
order.
But I say to my Christian friends, if you can speak as corner, you've got to love Muslims.
Oh, yes, of
God
course.
loves everyone.
That's what I
And
want
they
to tell you
may-
before you go. Sorry, that was what I was about to say about loving even the most unlovable. Not the trick, but the mindset that I find most helpful, other than having the actual love to give them and praying for more capacity to love, is that we love ourselves in as much as even when we're at our most, we know what we've done and we're really ashamed of whatever. We still don't actively seek out harm if we're kind of the average person. We still want the best eventually for ourselves. So we don't have to approve of people or like them or agree with them in any way to love them. You just, and even in as much as you just need to act as if you love them, because
and show love to them.
Oh, of
Show
course.
patience, kindness.
Love is a verb just as much as it is a noun. If you don't do anything about it,
And
how are you loving?
If you wait for the feelings to come, you can wait a long time. But you step out in love, show kindness to people, show love, pray for them, and then you'll find your love for them grows.
Yes,
more and
because
more.
the more love you give, the more you have to give. It's a dichotomy in as much as it doesn't follow the laws of, like mass. The more you give away, I promise you, the more capacity you will have to give more. And it's the same. The less love you show, the more miserly, or the more insulated, and the more inwardly negative you become. And it's a real shame because people ration it as if it's as if it has a value that is intrinsic other than giving. Mark, always a blessing to see you. God bless. Yeah, JC's here, but
14 million. Okay.
Nah, let's sniff over the boozer, peeps. Because, for one, I'm very warm and I don't have any water on me. For two, JC's going to be here for a hot minute. For three, I can make videos on Soko by myself. So, yeah. And then I can chat to you people because I love you people. Some of you, like, in my spare time. And all of you, just because. Not because I've been told I have to, but because it's just an easy, a much more, obviously, it sounds difficult, like maybe before you're a Christian or even on Monday mornings or when people are being like hurtful or peoply. Like it can seem like a real, it can appear from afar to be a burden, and yet counterintuitively it frees you up. Hi Sam, you alright? JC's in there. That was Uncle Sam. No relation. Oh, why would you be cycling around for fun? Just sweating. Right, let's get past our Muslim friends here. I really don't want to look at their backsides, but I find it difficult to not look, if you know what I mean. It doesn't engender any lust or anything, so no panic. Although it does say you look at a woman with lust, so I think I'm alright on that one. Scott! As in, tick that off my not to-do list. Right, let's not die. And then let's check the battery when we sit down. I just need liquid. And a holiday. Not even that, yeah, I just want to be somewhere that's not... I love London, like for real life. I love the fact that people like that are walking around. I love Britain. I love the United Kingdom, Great Britain and Northern Ireland. I love Ireland as well. It's great. There's lots of places I like and love. And I love London, like particularly. Its history, its character, its, you know, like the ways of... I wanted to say genuine Londoners then, but I mean like not visitors, not, you know. And yet, I love it more when I'm coming home from somewhere where I'm able to just like be a bit more silent and a bit less surrounded by minimum 6 million people at any one time, never more than 10 feet away from a rat. It's a fun fact, because the sewers are just, yeah. Stabbing yesterday, very close to my place, and that's like one of at least 4 in the last 2 weeks. But Sadiq Khan, everybody, you remember him, he said years ago to the ladies and gentlemen of the police constabulary that they ought not to stop and search young people they suspect of carrying knives, because it may be racist, or it may appear racist, or whatever twaddle. And yeah, so within the last 6 weeks, don't quote me on the 6 weeks, but 2 crossbow shootings, 2 fatal stabbings, 1 potentially paralysing stabbing, and yesterday, I don't know the full deets, but that was another stabbing. What else? Oh yeah, there was a maybe suicide / murder. This is all close to where so yeah, I do love London, and it's always been violent. Like, don't get me wrong, anyone who knows the history, or anyone who watches me when I'm, you know, talking about 15th century London and the executions and stuff, it has always been violent, and oftentimes each generation is competing. Sometimes, like, what's the word, fairly, that theirs is the worst generation and it's worse now than it was before. And it isn't. It certainly isn't, because it just isn't. If you know anything about like medieval, Tudor, like times in London. And yet, it's so just really senseless and preventable and avoidable, and at least 2 people have lost their children just for no reason. No good reason. There is no good reason to stab someone. Really, there's no good reason to hit someone, but obviously, I have done that. And there is a good reason, actually, if they're trying to stab you. That's a pretty good reason. But to be the instigator is what I mean. Where is everybody? I've gone somewhere else. I don't care. I mean, not that I don't care, but I don't care. Oh. Right, sorry. I promise you I'm going to put my spectacles on and read your stuff in a minute. There's no air conditioning in London because we're all used to... Oh, they've got the apparatus for it. I'm standing by the pizza oven. It's quite warm, as you can see by my shiny red countenance.
Oh yeah, I have that as well. 2 days.
Sorry everyone, I'm paying attention. Oh hello, I'm
Mikey, check with Sam before taking food.
Love that kid. Waiting. I'm not going to be London about it and say the phrase I was about to say. Yeah, I like it. I like English. I like the rhyming slang that you soon came up with. And South London, I've got some as well.
Yeah, who was waiting next?
I'm waiting if that counts. I think I was next. I was with those. Yeah. Can I have a small Merlot, please?
Yeah, anything else, ma'am?
No, thank you very much. Sorry, yeah. My eyes are getting worse. Like, genuinely, my eyesight is deteriorating. I can. Yeah, I can read it. I have to. Is Piggy here? No, I didn't. Oh, Giovanna. You're right, darling. Yeah, that's why I have to. Yeah, I can use my other bank card.
Would you like to pay by card or cash?
Card, please.
Sir, compound 18.
That's outrageous. The price of. It's not worth it. No one forced me into buying it. Thank you very much. Cheers.
You waiting next?
Yeah, can I get
Get a glass of water as well. No, I won't be able to carry it. What a div. Never mind, I shall be forced into drinking just wine. Yeah, I wonder what happened to the seating arrangements. Okay, let's go furthest away. It's very warm. I have a head, like my head is starting to ache from the heat and dehydration. So really I ought to have got the water. Would you mind watching that while I go and get another? Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm coming. I'm going to interact with you lot, you lovely lot. Oh, thank you.
what was the second one? Okay, so I need to charge for that one, sir.
So that's right. I think they turn the air conditioning on if that's what it is. I don't know what's the point in having big pipes on the ceiling with fan-looking things. Oh. Right, come on then, gang. Let's have a little seat. Thank you very much. Right. Oh, that bag is really heavy. I am turning into my mother. It's not like a terrible thing, but I'm not built to carry around everything I possess in a handbag just in case, you know. Right, let's just. Oh, I can dig my lighter out now. Could I get a light, please, if that's all right? Thank you. I'm going to leave you alone, I promise. Thanks, bud. Right. So which classes to go for? Oh, goodness. Thank you, Giovanna. You always say such lovely things. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, right. Anyone who speaks as of now saves me the finger effort of scrolling upwards. I'll be grateful and I shall answer any questions that you may have about London as well if you fancy, or Jesus or religion or Islam or pick a topic. Discretion is always the best part of valour, armour of God. Well, it's yeah, that's the saying. It doesn't say always, it says discretion is the best part of valour. Meaning if you're a gentleman, you don't, you're discreet. Or a gentlewoman even, as well. Smokey, I'm not a bandit though. Oh no, it was Smokey and the bandits, so yeah, I'd rather be Smokey than the bandit. But sorry, I mean, I'm not actually, because I'm a grown-up person and I smoke, and I'm not saying I have to do it on camera. That's not what I mean, but it'd be like I wouldn't lie about it either or pretend I did, you know. So what you see is what you get with me. And sometimes you get more than you see, or than you see coming, as my personal friends can attest. Trigana 11 to 13 is my absolute fave. One of my faves. Yeah, to give you a future and a hope. And you will find me when you look for me with all of your heart. You're like, oh. Some of it just is so lovely. Like, it's not like there are bits that aren't lovely. Oh, there are bits that are like discussing things that aren't very nice, but yeah, I've been gathering some verses together for like a homework thing, and it's difficult, not because the topic I'm arguing is like, I feel like that's so not, like I have a strong conviction that I've correctly interpreted stuff, but it's just that you get going, you carry on reading because it just gets good again, like as it, you know what I mean, and it takes forever. Like I go off rather on tangents in my mind, and it makes, and then other verses come up, and the Holy Spirit is good at that as well, like bringing up the right verse at the right time. Not unhelpfully, that's a silly thing to say, but Holy Spirit doesn't always give me the actual reference, so then I use a search engine. But I'm usually in the right ballpark. Well, it's in the Bible, so yeah. Even some of the Apocrypha is very, very pretty, like very lovely language and positive and stuff. But that's the thing about the Catholic Bible, is that the Protestant view is you don't have to dismiss it. Like you can read it, surely. Like it's worth reading. It can be very edifying. Just if you found discrepancies between that and the Bible. Obviously, the Bible must be supreme, like Sola Scriptura. But I find that there's all of the positive things are already in the Bible. Like it's they're on a parallel. They're not. You wouldn't need to quote the Apocrypha as such, like if you're a theology student, as I am often on, because you can find it somewhere else in the Bible, kind of thing. It's another one of my faves. Dragana, stop it! You're spying on me. I'm convinced of it. You have access to my online Bible. There's loads there. I do like love is patient, love is kind. I like I've called you by your name and you are mine. Fear not, I've called you by name and you are mine. Though you walk through the waters, they will not overcome you. Though you go through the fire, it will not scorch you. I'll hold you by your right hand. Like, it's nice, isn't it, to be loved? It is. Who's arguing? I know someone in their own head just went, yeah, but it is nice. Shush.
Sorry.
Hi, Manny. You alright? Yeah. 1 Corinthians. Even up to, sometimes I stop reading at a certain point, but then I just like all of it, to be fair. Or whether it's fair or not, I do. Oh no, it's only a fly. Oh, the eyesight thing is bad. I have an aversion. I'm not going to say I get scaredy cat. I don't like flying things, little flying things, because, well, the short story is one flew into my ear once and it would not die, and it was just psst, on my eardrum. So yeah, that's that story. So I don't like anything flying around me, like tiny little bug stuff. But because my eyes are, these glasses afford me the privilege of reading your stuff, but in the distance now things are blurred. So I see something flying. You're right, John. I see something flying and I just think like bumblebees are worse. I'm not, speciesist, but I am, yeah. Mosquitoes are the absolute. Black flies, depends where they are. If they brought friends, Mosquitoes. What is the point in mosquitoes? I know, like, God in his infinite wisdom and all that, but what is the actual point in them? Like food for dragonflies, like what is the point of them? Because they love me. I know it's lovely to be loved, I just said that, and now I've thought of an instance where it isn't. They worship me. They find me wherever I am. They just can't get enough of me. I must be very tasty in the mosquito menu. You have a bee. Yeah, beekeepers, I mean, that's one of my definitions of insanity, but I like honey, so, you know. Right. Oh, night, Phil. Sorry, babes. I know, we're on vastly different time things. I haven't forgot about the Nigeria thing, Phil. And I'm awful at Skype. Sorry, babes. I used to be on there a lot more when somebody else was on it. That sounds like bad. Yeah, sorry, Bill. I haven't forgotten, and to my shame, like I should be chasing you for it, really. But yeah, get in touch with me, and as soon as I see it, right, I've made a promise. I give you my word. I'll reply immediately, and we'll sort some shizzle out. Sweet dreams. Don't let the bed bugs bite, which is what used to. Yeah. Huh? Oh, I love my nan. She used to say that. We didn't have bed bugs. I think she probably did when they were children. Everybody did in the East End. Lodger, isn't it lovely? It's lovely if you're sitting having a little bevy, not if you work in the kitchen, I imagine. I don't have to imagine. I used to work in the kitchen when I was studying, like when I was a younger young person than I am now. It is. You just find yourself walking into the fridge and having your breaks in the fridge. It's just shocking. Shocking. Especially if you have to wear a uniform. It is, you know, I like autumn. I like winter. Winter's very beautiful. It makes everything look clean. Until the next day in England when the snow's all brown and sludgy. And even though technically it isn't summer yet, there's something about sun, even if it's outside the window, that just lifts your spirit a little bit. I find myself dancing more in the summer, like just in my house. Music sounds a bit better. It's easier to love people. Yeah. Couldn't live with Bill. Bill's a lovely guy, don't get me wrong. But he lives in a country that have ridiculously, like hellish being the right word, hellish weather. Alright, Jordan, long time no chitty chat. Happy to see you, lovey. Hope everything's... Yep, I hope everything's lovely for you where you are. I haven't caught up with you for ages. Sorry, Jordan. I don't know why that... I do know why that is. I'm an awful person. Like, what happened was, prior to last year inclusive, some of it, I was so ill so frequently and in so much pain. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I've had a baby. Like, I think you all know, I've got a daughter. I think I would have rather gone through childbirth a few times than the pain I was having every single day. It was agonising, is not too dramatic a word. But at that time, because I was ill also, it's like you think I've got all these hours just laying in bed. Why am I not productive? Why don't I get in touch with people? But my WhatsApp and my Skype just went mental. Like, it got to the numbers where you're like, I'm never ever gonna get to the... By the time you find somebody, it's so long that you feel like a right arse, to put it in French. No, not white wine, the Lodger. It's more calories, darling. Red wine is better. Not even just calorifically, but it's a little bit better for you. Nice, buttercup. It's nice to be a bit right brain. I am mainly left, I think. I don't know. I used to be very crafty, as it were, in both ways. Like, I like creating things. I like making things for people who I love. Like, I think it's nice. I like giving gifts, is one of my love languages, and I just like it. I like the thought that somebody has made something for me as well, like with me in mind, or even just chosen something, like, you know, not just off the shelf. Not that in my time I haven't got a Mother's Day card from a petrol station, because obviously I was once young and have always been a little bit disorganised. But yeah, it's nice. I have a couple of friends who are artists. Oh, he's dead. You don't know how frequently that happens to me. Like, I'm thinking of someone, I think, yeah, I should get into... Oh, right, yeah, they're dead. But yeah, I have one of his pieces on my fridge. so strange to like. It's very odd to like. It sort of hits you over and over again, like the fact that you will never speak like they'll never. Anyway, let me just have a glass of water. Yeah, it's quite recent again that I've lost a good friend of mine. Yeah, yesterday I was. Hold on a minute, let me just have a little breathe. Right, yesterday, and then I'm getting off the subject, but like I was sitting there wanting to talk to someone. Like I'm not a big talker when I'm at home. Like, you know, I spend hours just like in my own solitude. I like it, but sometimes I have to like get somebody else's opinion, you know, or just say things out loud to double check if, you know, whatever. And I was sort of mentally scrolling through my contact list on my phone, and actually I did. I was looking for my neighbour's number. How lazy am I? 3 doors down. Because I wanted to tell her about the stabbing, so that because she has like young, like, you know, teenage kids, I wanted to make sure they were all right and they didn't go out. Like anyway, I couldn't find the number. I know I've got it. I just couldn't find it like in either of my phones. The point is, so I went from A to Z. I thought maybe a name when she punched it in is like maybe I've shortened it because I'm Cockney. And I went from A to Z in my phone, and it was really frequent that I was thinking, oh, they're dead. Like it's a lot. Like even though I believe in eternal life, that's not always comforting. If they didn't believe, or if they didn't come to believe, like very soon before the end. I just miss people a lot. Sorry to be such a downer. That isn't to say that obviously like life isn't wonderful, but that's the thing. I'm not really afraid of dying. Like I think I'll try not to be afraid of anything really, but if I had to choose, it would be not living. Like it's more of a horrific prospect than dying. Do you know what I mean? Because God gives you like jobs to do and opportunities and stuff, and then I never feel like I'm doing enough, even when I am doing a lot. But that's my like sort of perfectionist type stuff. But sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's because I'm lazy and because I'm not well, or just can't be bothered. Thanks, Vicky. Cheers, babe. It's just so often, like, so boring. Like, I could be a professional mourner. Like, I like to think I put the fun in funeral, but I keep thinking, why don't we all meet up in between funerals? Like, it's just everybody's busy and then they're dead. Like, to put him. The last guy was a good friend of mine and a good, lovely person. And an atheist. But, he had like a month. He just found out. Sorry, I'm going to get off the subject. And then it was like not even a month. And I keep thinking like, what if I had to, like, I'm just rubbish at getting in touch with people anyway, but what if I had a month, if I was blessed with a month, and what if I forgot somebody, you know, like, or what if they needed me anyway, what a load of bullshit. Sorry, let me just grab a tissue and get a grip and get over myself. That's the thing about bereavement, it comes in waves, like, and the frequency, you can't get over the one and then another one comes along. It's like busters. Sorry. I wasn't wearing much makeup anyway because it's so hot. I might have to blow my nose. That's quite attractive, I find. That endears me to people. They do say that a trumpet will sound at the end times, but don't panic, it's just me. Sorry. Oh. She just sniffs half makeup. Classy is what I like to go first. Oh. Right, I'm back on. Right, let's get the game face on. Let's stop booing on YouTube, really. BooTube, as I could call it. Right. Hold up. Okay, where were we? Let's talk. Let's talk shiz. Let's do some serious stuff. definitely drink alcohol. Well, I know, Vicky, I'd much rather, there's no point in lying or being like, I mean, everybody does it. I find myself, when I do though now, people look at me like I'm crazy because I'll say something, then I'll say, no, I'm lying. Usually, I mean, no, I've got that wrong. But sometimes it's like certain personality types, like, yeah, the desire to be liked is a very strong, underrated, like, driving force, and it can cause you to lie or to sort of fudge the truth a bit to make yourself look better, or to not tell the truth at all, which is not the same as lying, but it can be. It can be. It depends on what you're keeping a secret, I suppose. But yeah, edifying stuff, Kate. Edifying stuff. Main character syndrome. I thought you were man character syndrome. I'm definitely not an NPC. That's for sure. I've checked. Armour of God, get your apron on, babes. Get your pinny on, and send it on over. I like people. People have cooked for me before. That's lovely. That's the love language, I guess. I don't think it's in the main list. I can't forget the last person who made me a... there's only a roll or a bagel. It was such a nice... You know, sometimes the littlest things just really touch you, like... Oh, here she goes again. Flipping Ada. Yeah, yesterday I went down a little... I would say memory lane, but it was like more of a dark alleyway of, and I got a little bit up, like a bit needy or whatever, and then I asked somebody, like, I wanted to be cheered up a bit or something, and they took it the wrong way, and then I took it the wrong way, and then it all gets a bit dramatic, really. Life. What a blessing it is. It is. Oh, David, come on, mate. That's lovely, but timing, babes, timing. There's already a frog of French proportions in my throat. A player at what, Buttercup? Tell me you mean music. It don't matter if you mean music. If you mean gentlemen or ladies, or... It's alright to be human. That's what God knows that. And he knows everybody's heart, so... It's not your actions. It's not the Old Testament. It was, because obviously we didn't have Jesus. But it's not your actions. It's the intent of your heart that is paramount and of the most importance to God, and that's evidential, like it's in the Bible. So if you are if you're doing something that you know you shouldn't be, or you're not doing something that you know you should be, don't beat yourself up. I mean, I could do it for you, but don't. You're kind of doing Satan's work. Like if you... No, I'm not insulting you or anything, because everyone does. But don't allow yourself to be, like, to... You know, don't victimise yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Where is the love or the edification or the value in that? Like, you keep being down on yourself. Like, that's not how God sees you. Like, God sees you as somebody worth loving infinitely, and you are, like, you certainly are. Whoever it is watching, you are. Oh my God, you're a funny little kid. I don't know about little or kid, but you're a funny kiddo, kiddywink. I'm a Footlooker, not advertising, but yeah, you just made me lose my train of thought, which is sometimes... Oh, yeah. Just the thing about negativity is that it's cancerous in as much as it just multiplies by itself. Once you let one little chink in your armour, I do it. Sometimes I wake up, like, literally from nightmares where I'm in the middle of trying to explain to God why I didn't try harder, why I didn't do this, why, you know what I mean? Like, everybody has, like... See, that's the thing about fear. If love casts out fear, they're kind of antithetical, obviously. You can't be fully loving if you're afraid, and you can't be fully afraid if you're loved. or if you're loving your persecutors and all that. And fear is, like, when it says fear of the Lord, for example, it doesn't mean being afraid. It never means that. God never ever wants you to fear him or to be like intimidating into doing good things, or what you should, act and behave in a way that you think he wants you to. It's not that. There is no point in that. You may as well just be Muslim or any other like dogmatic religion that's very black and white. The fear of the Lord in that respect, is it Job? I think it is Job, when it says the fear of the Lord is wisdom, to depart from evil is understanding. So wisdom, I believe that wisdom is the Holy Spirit. It is, or it's respect. That's it, John. It is. I was trying to work out whether it's Hebrew or Greek that I was about to translate, but yeah, in a nutshell. Go on, John. Just boom. Get on with it, Kate. Archie, you alright, babes? Oh, is it Mother's Day where it's down, like, other side of the... Oh, that's nice. It's all, every day should be Mother's Day. And I mean that from before I was a mother, obviously. Not obviously, because when I was a teenager, I was awful to my mum. Felt it's such a... Yeah, teenagers, like, I'm sorry if you are one. Demographically, for my audience, it's unlikely, but sometimes. But yeah, I got a friend of mine with a teenage son, and the self-centeredness and the... It's a development of your character, and it's like 2-year-olds cannot empathise. It's not that they don't want to, they aren't capable. They are the centre of things because they're still developing, And teenagers similarly have, it's all about them, and it was all about me, and I really I gave my mum a hard time, and I didn't need to, and I am sorry for it. Like, I do repent of that. But mums is the kind of weird clause in life, if you're still blessed enough to have one, that they get on your nerves. Obviously not my daughter, but I'm joking. Like, yeah, if you go back and live there as an adult, for example, that's a little challenge. Yeah, wise man. It's like that thing they say, it's amazing how much your parents learn from the time you're a teenager to the time you're an adult. They don't really learn much more, you just realise that you don't know everything. Yeah, I was convinced at like 14 even. I knew, I was confident. I would have passed the lie detector if someone would have said, do you know all there is to know? I'd be like, yeah. Obviously, I thought adults were born at like 40 in a cardigan. They'd never had any childhood experience, or they were certainly never a teenager with feelings as, valid and important as mine. They just didn't understand me, Oh, that's lovely, John. All mums are your best friend. Like, I mean, some people have horrific mothers. I don't mean it like that, but it ought to be that way. Hang on a minute. Oh, Troy! Babes, where you been? I see where you've been. You've been in YouTube purgatory, as it were. Do you know what? Now I've thought of that, Troy. Thank you for reminding me. If you look in the comments, in the description, not of this vid because it's not set, but in my other videos, there are links to Patreon, PayPal, I can't remember now, Rumble, whatevs. Because, by the way, demonetised, because of telling the truth about Islam. Casually. Did both my channels within a week, seemingly coincidental. Either way. Now, YouTube, bless them if they're listening, it's really odd. To be able to make a clickable link, a hyperlink, as we call it in the trade, they want me to either make a video where they'll make an avatar of my face and store it for up to 2 years on Google for some purposes that are not really specifically spelled out, or I can give them my official passport / driving license / inside leg measurement, I don't know, saliva sample. I'm making that bit up. Or I can have links be able to be clicked by just being a good girl for a few months. And I'm like, for one, what's a few months and what's the definition of a good girl? Like, But yeah, I feel reticent to. I'm not making them an avatar of my. It's very Machiavellian, like skull duck. Like there's. It's facing me, babe. So why would I be filming Prime Candy or London Luggages when there's this chick available? You know what I mean? Constant effing delight, as my nan says. Hope not. Yeah, Jordan, it's odd. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a community post and put all the links there, because I'm confident that the fact that you're here, all of you, means that you're fully able, or actually, oh my God, I might take this, that you're able to copy and paste a link that is not a clickable link, that is just some words. Yeah, what a liberty. Like they're when I say liberty, that means freedom, you know, in real life English, but they push the boundaries of, like Orwell would be just like, what? It's really, really, I want to tell you something, but I don't want them to realise. Isn't it bad? There's got to be some way. I'm going to find a way to tell you all. I can tell some of you individually, like. But yeah, there's an irony of the times I've been. What am I talking about, really? So I'm talking about being demonetised in the truth, bro. And then I'm telling about people who don't know how to, like, for example, send an attachment or like copy and paste into a search engine the link, because my links are no longer clickable. Because YouTube don't pay me now, they don't want anyone else to be able to either like support me financially or go to my like presence on other platforms, because they're all about the love, you know. John, I've never seen. I mean, I don't know what other channels you're on, babes, but yeah, it's odd because certain. I mean, channels I can, or I don't know, I could. You got to keep it real. There is no other option, Buttercup. Not for me, babes, and not really if you're a proper Christian. Like, not proper Christian, it's not up to me. But real is plenty. Yes, Vicky, all day long, bro, or babes. Or do you know, I might make a video on a Cockney rhyming slang, because I love a bit of language. You may have noticed. And I do know quite a lot about the etymology, which is a long word for meaning where it comes from, or the origins. Also, Old English, Anglo-Saxon, you know, like Proto-Germanic and all that. I love language. I do love language. It was one of my faves. And then they've just bastardised it. That's not swearing. That's an actual description. They've made a mockery of it. They've changed the meaning. All right, mate, where's the fire? Oh, it is a fire engine. I'm not even joking. Right. Yeah, they've really took the piss. Sorry, it's that two mouthfuls of wine that's done that. They have extracted the urine and just run about changing the meaning of words, because they know it makes it more difficult for people to communicate honestly and with integrity. Because Marxists, don't know if you're aware, they like to control the narrative. They used to want a class war. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that, shoes. I don't know if you're in a country where they've got class systems. But yeah, then they realised that people could win the lottery or just work their way out of poverty, or just nowadays it doesn't really matter how. It does still matter. If I put on my received pronunciation voice, I do get a different like reaction in shops and stuff. But yeah, then they changed it to colour and gender, and then obviously gender's now fucking. Sorry, you didn't hear me say that. Yeah, gender's now not even a concrete thing apparently. Concrete meaning like real life. Chatting under the carpet is, for one, Vicky, I reckon it might be quite uncomfortable. I'll make noises just when I sit down, just in case it hurts. I'm getting to that stage of the game. I'm like, oh, and it don't hurt, and it's just, you think, oh, I've got old lady Tourette's. All right, Ivan, what's happening, babes? Oh, Welsh Hills. Do you know what? I haven't been to Wales for a long time, and I often feel like a cultural. Wales gets overlooked so much. Like, Wales ain't even on the flag, bruv. They're not even on their own flag, really. They've got the dragon, that's alright. But, yeah, the Union flag is St Andrews, like the Scottish flag. It's the Northern Ireland flag, which is the red X, and it's the English flag, which is St George. And that's it. And Wales is just like comes along for the Wales just gets... Wales has got quite a decent little thing going themselves, you know. I'm not talking about like... oh, what's his name? The old guy. It's not unusual to be... That guy. And choirs and Cole. They've got sheep and everything. They're lovely. They're all right Welsh people. And they've got lovely, like, Celtic type history. I can't think of the right word. Got a load of castles. Very beautiful place. Tom Jones, thanks, folks. Thank you. My assistant, everybody. Yeah, I've got an auntie. A great auntie. That's not because... I don't mean she's brilliant. She is. But she is my mum's auntie. She's in Wales. She's not Welsh, but she just had a funny turn and decided to move there. It does happen all the time to you, Bishop. Yeah. Do you know, Vicky, I see an dated, archaic map. So from the 4th century, I was looking. I like the Anglo-Saxons. I mean, I am English, you know. Hey, what are you going to do, bada bing? Sorry. So what was I? Where? Armour, you do it to me all the time, babe. Where was I? Fudgesicles on toast. Vicky, I was yes, right. So Anglo-Saxon. So at some stage, Cambridge University, the twats. That's the French for idiots, whatever. Twats. That doesn't actually. That means something much more genital in nature. But I'm going to use it in a gentle way. Either way, back at the ranch. Come on, Kate. Focus, love. Cambridge have they've been for some time. They made a conscious decision to teach that the Anglo-Saxons, is no such thing as Anglo-Saxons. I will do, James, I very much will do, because I thought of him this morning and I'm going to give him a ring. Not a shiny diamond one like on the telephone. Anglo-Saxons, the original English. Cambridge University, which is quite a prestigious university, not mine, because I went to the better one. Yeah, they're teaching there's no such thing as Anglo-Saxons, which means there's no such thing as the English, which you can see where that's all going. And there is. And at the time when the Angles, the Jutes and the Saxons were migrating, not invading, migrating, for real. If it was an invasion, I'd say so. Like, I wasn't there. I mean, if I was, I'd be telling you what skin cream I use. Either way, back at the ranch. Focus, Kay. Yes. So there were Romano Britons here. There were Britons. But Ireland is depicted, no pun intended, it's got Scots written on the island thingy, and in where Scotland is now it says Picts, which are the Picts. So the Welsh just don't get a look in. The Irish ain't mentioned either, but I mean they might have been in the pub at the time. I was speaking to an Irish fella the other day. He insisted on taking me for a drink to repay like a kindness I did. And as we were on the way there, he said, oh, I don't drink. I said, you do know you're Irish, don't you? And he said, well, I don't drink. I said, yeah, you're losing me, mate, because that could mean anything. That, but he didn't actually drink alcohol, but yeah, he did drink. I was like, what do you mean you don't drink? I mean, if you don't drink, that's like that's your. I'm not denigrating. Like, you know, it says in the Bible, if they don't eat meat, if they do eat meat, just don't get involved. Mind your own business. That's the K translation. But yeah, I lost what I was saying. Anyway, Wales don't get a look in. The dragon is lovely and all that, but we've all got national animals, mate. But our flags are a bit more sort of Jesus-y. I don't know why they was all. I like mythology, you know. It is pagan and all that, but oh well, I just like it. I do. I like literature. I like storytelling. I like language, as I said. And before the Christians came to this fair and pleasant isle, our Old English, Anglo-Saxon set of beliefs, I didn't realise until relatively recently, they are very Scandinavian, like, you know, because of the Angles and the Saxons and the Jutes. Yeah, we had a different way of saying it. Instead of Odin, we had Woden. Instead of Thor, even not Thor, because that's a Cockney version, we had Thanor, Freya, like, you know. Yeah, I always liked Norse mythology as a kid, and Greek mythology. When I got to secondary school, my English teacher was absolutely blinding, if you don't mind me saying so, at telling the story. She would tell the, you know, stuff that you read in the book, and it might at that age be really boring, but she would just make it sound like she'd bumped into them all at the pub, like all the Greek gods. Like she would tell it like in a really, John, I'm with you, babes. I don't take a snapshot at the moment as represented, because it's not. Because it just ain't, if I'm going to say it in proper Cockney. It's just madness, isn't it? Like they try and make you believe that it's all dying, it's dead now, it's gone. Like get with the progressive stuff, like chop your knob off or whatever. I don't know what they're saying at the minute. You know, like paint yourself blue and identify as a toaster, whatever. It's all right. But it's not, like they make it sound like it's everyone bar you if you watch the, I don't know, any sort of mainstreamy propaganda type shit. But it's not. You're not abnormal for thinking that things that were true 20 years ago are still true. Unless you were with someone 20 years ago, you're not with now. Like, I don't mean that. But yeah, ladies are born generally with ovaries, you know? Like, females have vaginas. I don't want to frighten anybody, but it's just a fact. It's just one of those awkward facts that we can't erase. Gentlemen, even non-gentlemen, males of the species, usually, unless there's a horrific accident or like a malformation, which isn't an insult, it's just a description, there's a penis involved. Generally, as they mature, when I say mature, I don't mean psychologically, obviously. Like there's a bit of an Adam's apple thing going on, like a you know, protruding voice box, if we want to call it that. Denser bones, generally stronger, not as good at arguing, you know. It's just a fact. Sorry. I'm not sorry, you know, because that was a fib. But, yeah, men and women, different. There is such a thing as hermaphrodite, which is a medical condition, you know. Oh, no, there are some lovely, lovely men. Like, there are. I don't know why I said it as if it was a newsflash. But there are men who are very, what I call a proper... like it's my culture, I suppose, but staunch and loyal and gentle, but not in a pussy way. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean, because I don't know if from London. But yeah, there are certain traits that it's all right for men to be men. I don't work for Gillette or anything. I'm not slagging. I like men. I love men. There's a lot of men that I love. I mean, I'm meant to love all of them, but I ain't got time for that. I mean, I have, but. Don't know them all individually. I just do it in a Jesus-y way. You are a proper manish. I'm confident of that. By your icon there, you're in a suit of armour. You got to be a proper man. There's no room for boobs in them things, as far as I'm aware. I mean, yeah, my granddad was there's just certain qualities, like needlessly bullying. I don't like. It doesn't make you less of a male. But in the language that I grow, it's less of a man, like, you know. Like there's such a thing as a decent proper man. Doesn't mean they're not. Even the decent proper ones are still twats at times, because everyone is, because we are human. Hopefully. 5 a toe. Otto. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, because you've thrown that 5 in, and I'm sure it's like an F sound. Either way, yes, we're on biology. It's nothing new. There is no such thing as... Okay, so here's an actual lesson in something. Gender, okay? Gender. Sorry, did you miss out the F in that sentence? Are you a proper man fish, Armour of God? Are you a merman? Is that... Sorry, I may have misread that. Exactly, Piggy. Men can be, vulnerable. They can show emotions, because that's kind of stereotypical stuff. I mean, you don't want it when there's a fight breaking out in the pub. I mean, you could just save that for when you get your doors poked. But don't make them less testicled up, as it were. Either way, unless you're like Loretta Bobbitt or whatever her name was. Where are we? Right, anyway, where was I? Gender. Okay, gender. Before the 1960s, gender was only a linguistic concept. Sex was still sex, everyone. I know, newsflash. But in terms of biology, sex was the word that encompassed the subject of differences, you know, in genitalia and bone mass and, you know, all different things. You can assess educational attainment, you know, professionals, la 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 la, psychological shiz, you know, the whole shebang. That was called sex, even though it made school kids laugh a little bit. It was, what sex are you? And you were either male or female, because, you know, old-fashioned like that. Gender was for things like the French language. You know, there are masculine and feminine pronouns. You see, they're still differentiated by what we call like that would be sex-related descriptors, masculine and feminine, meaning male and female again. And then, certainly, I mean, a few people at the same time had the same satanic ideas there, but there was a guy called John Money. He's in the human sciences, which, I mean, I have been also, but not like, it's a shame that psychology gets chucked in with these lunatics. Anyway, he had these theses about sex characteristics, not physical sex characteristics, but outward, you know, just, yeah, like gender identities, as it later became called. And there just happened to be a young couple who had twin boys, and one of them had an accident that meant that his penis was like mutilated accidentally, and they somehow came into contact with John Money, and he advised never tell the little boy. We'll make him a vagina, like one of the first, you know, in this mental satanic experiment. But yeah, they made him, inverted commas, a girl. He said told the parents never tell him it, you know, whatever. Never tell him. Hey, go away. Sorry, God bless that wasp or whatever it was. Don't tell him. Raise them as a boy and a girl, twin. Which they tried to do, the parents, and I think monthly or however infrequently or frequently, regularly, they took them to Dr. Money, as it were, and he would have alone time with them. My battery's low. Shiz! I'm going to carry on this convo. I've got a video already on him, but I have to end because it will delete the vid. I love you all. Bye. Oh, come on. Okay.